There we go. I'm trying new software, so please bear with me. I think I am live, which is great. So come on and say hi. Let me know that you are here, so I know I'm not talking to myself. So we're going to do some card readings today, and we'll see where we go from there. So as I wait for everyone to come on, make sure you comment, because I'm doing something new today and I want to make sure that I can see you, that that's interesting. So I can see people saying hi, but I can't see your names. So that's going to be interesting for me to be able to know who I'm reading. So that's okay, great, because I do need to work that out. So that's going to be fun, not fun. All right, great. So I can start to see your names now here. Okay, so great. Okay, thanks. I'm glad. So some people I can see and some people I can't. I can't see their names. So if you're joining me, I'm going to get you to put your name, because I can see. So I can see Caddy, I can see Jen, but then there's other people that are joining from elsewhere that I couldn't see unless they typed their name. So I can see you, Ingrid. So I can see Michelle. So let me ask you a question before I get started. So let's just kind of run through this. All right. So let's just go with Michelle. Michelle, are you watching from the group or the Facebook page? Would be really nice for me to know. Rebecca, are you watching from the group or the Facebook page? So I need to kind of understand where you're coming in from so I can work out who needs to talk to me. Okay, so Nikki, you're coming in from where? So I just need to understand why your names aren't displaying. Not that I'm going to spend the whole time doing IT, but I do want to understand that. So, all right. Hi, Robert. Hi, Alice. Okay, so watching from the Chanel, you're watching from the main page. The main page, I can see your names. Facebook group people, I can't see your names. So if you're watching from the Facebook group, you're going to need to put your name. And okay, great. So someone's joined me from YouTube. Fabulous. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. So if you're joining from the group, I'm going to need for you to put your name so I know who I'm talking to. Kylie. Okay. So yeah. So Facebook group, you're going to need to put your name. So if I'm going to pull you a card, you're going to need to identify yourself if you're watching from there. Everyone else looks like I get your names. Yeah. So Facebook. Okay, great. Okay. I think we've worked out how we're going to operate from here. Okay, so LinkedIn, I can see your names from LinkedIn if you're coming in from there, which is fabulous. It is just the Facebook group that you have to identify yourself. So that's cool. Yeah, just put our name there. Okay, cool. So I think we've worked out how we're going to do it. And as I said, I'm trying something new and trying to go in all kinds of spots at one time so we can test. I just didn't think that we're in Instagram hasn't kind of worked for us, but that's okay. Instagram will get us another time. So who's excited about today? And I don't mean just hanging out. I mean because it's the 11th of January. So look at our ones. And it's a new moon. So who is super excited about that? So we've got 11, 1. So we've got 3 ones. And we've got the first new moon of the year. So what does that mean for you? Think about manifesting. So we can manifest. It's a real nice energy to focus on personal growth, and that is really quite aligned to at the moment in that work career space. So tonight, depending on where you are, so I'm going to give you Sydney time, and then you're going to have to adjust it from there. So 10:57. So you've got obviously leadway. You don't have to stay up until 10:57. Think about how you're manifesting. Think about focusing on work, career, personal growth in that space to start with, and then you can pair out from there and put your intentions around that. And it's a really, really powerful time at the moment to do that manifesting. So do that. So we're going to do some cards. Let's kick it off before we go into a whole lot of other things. Returning on your YouTube. I don't know what returning on your YouTube means. Jen. So if you're telling me I've got a technical thing, let me know. Robert, that's right. All the ones. 111. So we know every time a number is amplified. So if we've got 1 by itself, it's that singular energy. But if we've got it, 3 times or 4 times, it's the actual energy of number 1. And then it's amplified by the amount of times that we see it. So 1 is all about having a lot of clarity, a lot of focus, knowing where we're going to move forward and moving forward in that space. So putting all the planning around that, and then tie that into new moon, which is, once again, all that kind of energy. And then we've got this particular focus that is in that personal growth around work and career. So that's sort of where you want to put some energy today, tonight, before you go to sleep, is your thing. Okay, 30 days today. Oh, sorry, Michelle. So let's kind of just see. Let's just open it up and see where we go. So I'll just so you know too, you comments, I can see about 5 at a time on my window. So if there's any more than that coming up, if you're got to kind of be aware and maybe comment a little bit more often than you normally would. All right, so I'm going to start with Jen L. And she is a Facebook user. So hi Denny, hi Vicky, hi Cheryl. Been working out my things and forgot to say hello to everyone. So thanks for joining me. So Jen, this is what is for you. It is about, I'm going to say, blessings in disguise. So think about where that's coming up for you. Think about also to trust the significance in what you see. So not to let it go, not to kind of push it aside and think that it's something else. You're also going to be, these are kind of come up, I'm going to say, unexpected, surprise kind of energy. So this is really nice for you. So really acknowledge them. Thanks. And this, I did hear work. So that's where it sits. So I know that it's going to be in that workspace for you. In that. So I just want to see if it's work that you're doing or work that you want to do. That's the work that you're doing is where it sits for you. So Jen, that's really nice for you. Okay, so this is for Vicky T. So Thomas, she's on Facebook. So we'll just see what. All right. So Vicky T on Facebook, you're being reminded to focus on your physical health. So it could be looking after your body more, honoring it in regards to self-care. I even hear regulation. So that's regulating your emotions and being focused on that too. So think about how you nourish your body, how you nourish your well-being, and actual movement as well. So this type of thing is coming up really nicely for you. Thanks everyone for joining me and saying hi. So so this is for Jeanette. She is on YouTube. So I just want to see what is coming up for you. They kind of move fast on there. So I'll just see if I can find it again for you. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what's in store for career? So, Jen, I don't know if you saw. If not, I'll just quickly go through. This is a really great time today to focus on career for you. Focus on your intention. So I just want to get, they're telling me other cards. Okay. All right, so it's about being seen. So make sure, Jeanette, on YouTube, that you are making sure that you are really seen, whatever that looks like. So I just want to go into that, thanks. And they're talking about really embracing who you are. So embracing your gifts on what that looks like for work, thanks. There's opportunities, I hear opportunities, so I know that that is coming up too, and there's going to be 2 or they feel like they're smaller things. They're not necessarily big, in your face stuff. It's a lot smaller for you, but they are something that is coming up too. One is you're going to not be kind of interested in it at all. There's an element of you that's not going to tickle your fancy. And the other one is thanks. And this is about finding balance for you too. So I know that when you're deciding, it'll be about how do I balance all the things in my life that I need to balance so I can achieve this too. There is also what to me feels like further education, some kind of development, training also around this that is required or happening. So that is coming up for you as well, Jeanette, on YouTube. Thanks for everyone being here. As I said, if you are in the group, you're going to need to put your name so I can see that. Okay, thanks. So watching from Facebook, anything for me. All right. So Sharon, watching from Facebook, anything from me. S. I'm just not saying everyone's full name just for confidentiality, and this is on replay and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give you your first name and your initial of your last name. All right. So Sharon, big, dream really big, have really big goals for yourself. And stay in alignment for what they are. So don't let yourself be taken off course or distracted, because I'm aware that sometimes we can come up with a new idea. You might be quite creative, or there's something that kind of gets your attention off to the side. I keep hearing stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. And when you do, things are going to flow for you. So I'm also they're telling me to be in flow as well. Thanks. Anything around water, connection to water, working with water, hanging out near water is a really important thing for you, because I'm aware that this almost feels like home. So that is really nice too for you. So that's because I keep hearing Atlantis. So don't know if you like that or if you know anything about it. If not, go down the rabbit hole on Atlantis, because it is really significant for you. Okay. All right, Renee, you're looking for a job in the US, aren't we all? So let me just kind of go through and see. All right. Okay. So, Renee, I was drawn to you, even though I joked about the US thing. Now, there is something that, I don't know if it's to do with that or not, but I know that you have information or something that's coming to your awareness in the next few weeks, because they show me 3 too. I'm also aware too that might lead, because I hear ripple, so I know it's going to lead you somewhere else in that space. So that's really important. Getting where you need to get to in the US is not from here to there in one easy movement. I'm made aware that there is a couple of steps to get there, because they're showing me almost like where you would jump and then jump. So I know there is a couple of steps to get there. Thanks. There is also, I'm going to say, there's either obstacles or paperwork or something that feels kind of clunky like that, where you've got to really work your way through it. That is also what you have to do, because that is, I'm going to say, like not a block, but it is something there that you need to be mindful of. The time period for this doesn't feel necessarily super close, because they're pushing me further down the year for you. So I know it is in the second half in that space, but not right at the end, because they're pulling me actually a little bit back. Before I forget, on the US thing, if you jump onto next week, onto all these places where you are today, on Wednesday at 11:30 Sydney time, you will be able to hang out with Lisa Williams and I. Lisa Williams, the psychic that's from the UK, lives in America. We're going to be talking about health and how we can use energy to impact our health. And I don't just mean our energetic health, it's more than that. So it's really, really exciting. So if you've got nothing to do, join us there. All right. So let's just go. So this is for Steph T, and she is on Facebook. Okay. So anything that feels, thanks. Steph T, they're telling me you've got new beginnings coming. Thanks. I'm also being made aware that you've got right. Things that you've been waiting for, that you've been wanting to come, are starting to move around you as well. Thanks. This also, you wonder, I'm just saying thanks to Spirit. They're also making me aware too that this does feels like home or children, because I can feel a really big, strong thing about home and children around you. Thank you. Yeah, and there's also what I would say is move. Yeah, so there's also movement or moving coming up too. Thanks. Yeah, it's moving. Yeah, or someone is moving. So we've got here, show me moving. So I know someone is moving or moving away. Thanks. This is actually an emotional thing, because I'm checking is it physical or not. They're making me aware that it is an emotional movement. So this is actually a way to move forward by this person or movement that is occurring to almost free you up in that space. So that's really nice. Thanks. Thank you. They're also, just make it clearer and make it more concise. They're also talking about releasing. So anything that you're really hanging on to, I'm going to ask you to let it go. Even though this is not a moon that you would release on, there are showing me you following the protocol that you would do with releasing, and that's going to really serve you. So know that that's going to be important for you to do that, because they're making me aware of you're at a point where you can restart, rejig, do a whole reset for you, which is really nice. And they keep showing me children or young people around you too. So that is part of this. So it feels like family, home, everything to do around that space is being reset and recalibrated in a really nice way. Thanks. All right, so let me just kind of move on. Okay, so this is for Tanya, and she's on Facebook, M. All right, so if you've been waiting for any kind of communication, information about something, this is coming. Thanks. They're also telling me about being in really a positive energy. Thank you. And being true to saying communicate. Thanks. So it's all about communication for you, understanding that communication is coming up. You're really strong, to stay really positive, to stay on target for what you are hoping for. Thanks. Because you've got, once again, a nice direction. So it's really important for you today to think about your intentions, to write them out, to really sit with them, hold them next to your heart so you can embed that energy onto them. Thanks. It's interesting. And they're actually saying that you almost have to kind of put them in the earth. So I don't know if you've got an earth connection or not. Thanks. Because you don't believe that you are worthy of receiving, and it's like they're trying to give you things and bring things to into your life. And I don't know if you always think you've got to balance the ledger, but they're saying, can you just receive? So be grateful in anything that comes your way. Don't think that you've got to balance it out. Just say thank you. When I say grateful, it's just about saying thank you. That's all you need to do so they can keep bringing more things into your world. They're telling me too that they're aware that things have been pretty tough lately and they want to shift all that for you. This year is actually going to be really nice for you. Don't get caught up in anything that's, I'm going to say, the noise to the side of life. Stay really focused on you and go really in when things feel overwhelming. Thanks. Okay, so, all right. So let me just go, everyone. Okay. So, that was the other thing I forgot to tell you guys. So I'm just going to put something up here. Once again, I'm using new software, so bear with me. You should see on the bottom of my screen now, hopefully if it worked, I have a class that is free. Okay, so it's a free class on the 24th at 7 o'clock Sydney time. Join me if you want to learn about psychic development. You're going to need to jump across to my website, the Psychic Mediumship College. Watch the little thing across the bottom of the screen so you can grab the links for it. It's also, it should be in the caption. If not, Chanel might put it in the comments so you can sign up for the class. It's going to be a proper class. We're going to learn some stuff. We're going to have some practice. We're going to have some fun. So by all means, join me if you've got nothing to do on the 24th at 7 o'clock Sydney time. We've got a few spots left, so I would love to hang out with you. All right, so let's just see. I'm just going to leave that up for a sec. All right, so just comment if you would like a card. You are welcome, Tanya. All right. Thanks, guys. Rebecca C. from Facebook. Okay. All about, so they're making me aware that where you have been through a growth patch, or patch of rebirth, starting over, this type of thing. And I don't know if it's been the last 3 to 6 months, because they say 3 and then 6 and they push me into the past. So I know that it's that kind of time frame. They're telling me to let go of anything that's still stagnant in your energy, because release it from you. It's really important. And when you do that, to not hook into anything that feels struggle or feels hard, because they're still showing me that they're clearing a path for you as they move forward. So I know that it might still feel a little bit less flowy than you would hope, but this is going to shift and change. When you get to the middle of the year, it feels very, very different for you. So any kind of stagnant or residue kind of, that still feels a bit like last year, is moving away. So that's really nice for you, Rebecca. See? Yeah. So let's kind of just go. All right. So Debbie, and you must be in the group because you had to type your name, Debbie B. All right, so tidy up, Debbie, anything that is not done, not finished, that kind of stuff. So make it really practical, as well as things like bills, clean up, all that kind of stuff. Any projects that are not done, you have to really get on it. It's like chop, 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 because they're making me aware of closing off anything that has come through from last year. So they want to do that for you too. Thanks. Thanks. They're also, thank you. Yeah, they're also telling me too that there's shifts and changes also coming for you. This does feel like, I want to see where it sits because, okay, it does sit around home. So there's shifts and changes around there. It's not you moving home, but I'm aware of someone moving, and I don't know if it's someone older, like if we've got older children or something like that, but I'm aware of someone, they say older, that is moving. So that comes up for you too. Thanks. I don't know if you've got a gate that needs a repair, but any gates that you have, I'm just going to turn that little thing off on the bottom because it's kind of annoying me. In your property, can you just double check them, make sure that they close properly, all those kind of things, because if we've got any kind of pets, they're making me aware of making sure the gates are closed. Okay, so all right, so for Pamela M, so this is for Pamela M. So they're making me aware, thanks, to remain really flexible. So I want you to be really, really flexible. Thanks. They're also making me aware too of being, they're saying, check the loyalty. So it's almost like be really aware of those that are loyal, those that appear to be loyal, and see if they really are, because they're saying to check the loyalty of things around you too. They're making me aware that you have some really nice long-term loyal friends or connections that are going to get stronger. If by chance you kind of, sometimes life happens and we're not as close with someone as we have been, last month or whatever, don't think anything of it or anything that's happened. It's more just the way they're busy and that it hasn't impacted the relationship in any way, because they're showing me things kind of moving, but it hasn't impacted any kind of connection at all. Thanks. Thank you. But they do say, and they say the word daughter, so I don't know if you've got one or if it's a daughter-in-law, but they are saying around her, though, loyalty shows up in a different way. And when I double check on that, what they're making me aware is that with her, she does need to double check, is someone being true in their communication, in their connection, in the way that they show up in a friendship with her or some kind of relationship with her. So they're making me aware of just double checking is everything. You can't always take everything on face value. Yeah. And just, Debbie, what have you got? Okay. Close the gates. Oh, great. Thanks. Close the gates if you've got cows for sure. Thanks. All righty. So let's see what else we've got going on. Thanks, guys, for, okay. So Donna in the Facebook group. See? All right. Donna, first of all, they say breathe. So I don't know if you're felt a little bit stressed lately. It doesn't actually feel like a physical breath thing. It actually feels more like a anxiety or very mild, that kind of little mild thing there. So make sure you do that just because they brought it up. You've struggled recently to find where you fit, because they made me aware of struggling where you feel that you fit or how you fit. And this has shifted because they're saying you're in true alignment now. So I know that the peace that you have maybe been seeking or you have wanted is coming up for you nice and strong. So that's really beautiful for you, Donna. Your energy and the energy that you bring to people and how you show up is really important. And I want you to know that that needs to now come out in a really strong, confident way. You are more confident on the inside than what comes out on the outside. And so they're really going to push you and put you into places that grows for you, where you get to be really confident in an outward way, which is really beautiful. Okay, so Helen F, thanks guys for commenting, because I've got a really small window here to see who is commenting, unlike when I was doing it the other way. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so let's just kind of go through this. Thank you. So this is, sorry, it's really hard to read it. Pauline Monk. Be present, Pauline. So Pauline M on Facebook, please be really present. They're saying to be really aware. Don't kind of go too far into the future, too far into the past. And they're also saying anything that is in the past, they want you to let go. Look at anything that looks like a repeat pattern, because they're showing me cycles. So I know anything that looks like a repeat pattern, and look at the part that you can control and shift by showing up differently, and that will shift everything for you. This does feel aligned in a professional sense. So whatever would fit that for you, because they're giving me that reference, that if you feel like you're on this kind of wheel of repeat, show up a little bit differently, respond a little bit differently, and that will short circuit the energy and change everything for you. Thanks. So, all right. So let's just kind of see. Okay. So this is for Steph T, and she is on Facebook. Okay. Everyone's getting really kind of nice, positive cards, which is absolutely lovely. So, Steph, what you've got is if you felt stagnant, if things didn't feel like they were happening for you, any of that kind of stuff, it's long gone, because I'm being made aware of that you're going to make headway. This is going to happen. It still does feel like it's not going to just be super easy. It's where you would work and get reward. It's that type of thing. It's not like it's just going to happen by magic. They're making me aware of this happening for you. Thanks. Things are going to you're just going to know. So really connect, because it's saying the perfect timing. So if you're deciding when to do something, connect in here. And let that be your guide. Don't let this guide you. It's going to really muck you up every day of the week if this drives. So definitely let this decide. Thanks. They also show me too, if you don't have a pendulum or something, get one. Or if you've got a necklace with a weight on it, use that as a pendulum, because they're making me aware of using that to decide things and to know when to do things. So that's really nice. Okay. So just let me know that you're understanding these messages and it makes sense. That would be fabulous. That would be great. All right. So, Scott, I'm going to tell you today is your day that you focus on career. We covered that in the start. Anyone that wasn't here, we're focusing on career because this is our manifesting day for work and development, personal development, all those kind of things. All right. Okay. I just want to see how it fits. I'm being made, this is for Scott, because I was going to move on. So a couple of things have come up. They made me 2 cards. So Scott on Facebook. So they are saying one card is self-employment, and the other one is about looking at things that need to be focused on, relationships, that kind of stuff. So you don't have to apologize at all, Scott. I was just being silly. So what they're making me aware of, so self-employment, but it doesn't feel like that is potentially what you're doing, because if it is, it's not the right spot, because it does feel like we are doing something that's it's not stimulating enough with, I hear heart and mind. It does feel what I would consider, I don't know, it's not lighting you up. So I know that that's not your thing. It's not where you're supposed to be. They're making me aware of that. They're also making me aware too that when you feel like the time is right, and it does feel like a stepping stone rather than a turn one on, turn one off kind of thing, that self-employment is going to work really well for you in regards to commitment, resources, and even reward. But it's not a now thing, but it is definitely a thing that's coming up for you. You're thinking about that. In regards to the relationships that we need to focus on and put attention into, they're not telling me that there's any big issues that I have to kind of really illuminate here and now, but they are saying to me, if you look back in time, you can kind of see where there was warning signs or where you kind of missed something. They're making me aware of that. Thanks. They're also... someone just said bedwetting. So I don't know what that's got to do. It might be to do with your daughter, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. They're making me aware too. They show me the number 7, and I just want to understand that. Thanks. It doesn't feel like someone is 7. It actually makes me aware of if I went back 7 months, because it's not July. So I know I'm going back 7 months there when I'm talking about things that we might have, in hindsight, looked at differently and needed to do something differently. Thanks. They're making me aware too. Your work is really... I don't know, it feels like you're really undervalued, or what you do, you are so much, you have capability far beyond what you are actually doing, and it just kind of serves your purpose, it meets your needs, but it actually doesn't light you up, and you've been looking for something to light you up. They're telling me that that's coming. Thanks. And they're making me aware it's coming, but you just need to be a little bit more patient with that. So it's interesting because I kind of feel like I could do a whole big thing on that, but I don't want to, just because it's not fair on everyone else. So hopefully that makes sense, Scott E on Facebook. So thanks. They also just said to me, your rewards are coming. So you don't feel dissatisfied, but it just feels like whatever you're doing for work it's not enough for you. It really isn't at all. All right. So I'm going to Mel J on Facebook. Mel, this is, I'm going to say, they're showing me you're either a person that has lots of ideas or you've got a big plan, because they're showing me someone that has got a really big plan about what they want to do. And I'm going to say almost like, and if you don't, you need to get one, because they're showing me having like it almost written out on a big board. Do that, write it down, thanks. When you do that, it's almost like you'll be able to see the ways that you have to get to where you need to go. So I'm aware of that, because I keep saying, use your imagination in your manifestation. That's actually what I'm hearing. So I know that that's super important for you. Thanks. And anything that is, you've got change coming or just had change, it all feels good. So I'm aware of that is also great for you too. Thanks. If this change has felt like one thing's closed, one thing's open, because they're making me aware of that, that feels great too. Thanks. You need to change. It feels like you need, because I'm like, has she changed or not? I'm just kind of delving in to find out what's going on. They're saying you need to change. Thanks. And when you need to change based on the people that you work with rather than what you do. So I know it's the people that you work with that are that's the reason why you need to change. It's not what you do, it's where you do it. That's it, the challenge. All right, so, okay, let's just do some fast ones now. I'm going to do super fast so we can cover off a heap of people, because I lose track of time. All right. So this is Naomi Brown on Facebook. All right. So anything that's coming up that you are trying to bring into your world that is not happening, it's not happening because it's not for you. Don't stress. There is something better coming. It's just not for you. So that is okay. Let it go. Move on. Let it go. Move on, Naomi. All right. So Colin Walker of Facebook. All right. So lots of things you've been through a lot. It's almost like stripped away. Everything's been taken away, and you're now re-evaluating yourself, re-evaluating what you want life to look like. This is great for you because you are reinventing, or you're going to have the opportunity to reinvent. So don't fixate on what you have lost. Fixate on what is coming and bring it into you. And actually, I'm going to say they said to me, make a vision. So whether you do it, you're a vision board guy or not, but really visualize what that is. And truly, I'm going to say, jump across to the website, Psychic Mediumship College. You'll see a thing that says masterclasses, and in there there's a one about manifesting that's free. Jump on there and you'll be able to nail it. Absolutely nail it. All right. So this is Jojo RG. All right. Don't hold back, Jojo RG. Don't hold back, don't hold back, don't hold back. The truth, because I'm being told that there is truth to be told. So anything that we're waiting for information to come up, we don't know what it is, things are going to be as they appear. So tap into your intuition, your instincts. Don't think it's something else. It is exactly how you feel that it is. That is important. Exactly how it feels. Be really authentic, and I'm going to say gorgeously authentic, because they're saying you're gorgeous. So gorgeously authentic in that space, and whatever you're trying to bring into your, and they said people. So if you're trying to bring some more people into your world that are right for you, this is going to align for you. You have obviously a very, I say obviously because I'm getting told, so it must be true, a very beautiful soul energy. So allow that to shine out so people can feel it and they will come to you, whether it be friends, whether it be new acquaintances, new work opportunities, wherever people sit. It's going to be really nice for you. Okay, so this is for Debbie H on YouTube. The power of why, Debbie. So sometimes we wonder why things happen the way that they do, how that, it's that type of thing. So why did it work out the way it did? I don't understand. I did everything right. All those kind of things that we do to ourselves, they're making me aware that for you, that is to let it go, right? Sometimes we can't analyze the way things worked out because it's a bigger picture. It's more of a soul contract, and our brain can't work it out because it doesn't sit there. Look at what triggers you. They're making me aware of that is a really nice opportunity for you to grow. So think about where an emotional response will come up for you. And when that does, rather than, letting it all come out, and sometimes it comes out in really not a nice way for most people. I'm not saying for you, but for most people. So if any kind of emotional response comes up, that's a trigger, and that's an opportunity to grow. So this is what you're going to have lots of opportunities this year to grow that in all kinds of ways. It's not terrible. It's just where you're going to really connect into your emotions so you can grow. This feels really nice for you, even though it sometimes can be a little bit harder as we go through this. The power is exploring the why for you. So really explore. I'm going to say they really want you to dive into things and do some soul work this year in regards to why did I respond that way, or why did someone else respond that way? It's a deep dive for you. So allow that to occur. All right. So let me just think what else. So if you aren't in the Facebook group, by all means, jump in. There should be a link coming up that I'm sure Chanel will help us out because I don't know if it's here. So you can join and learn some more stuff. We talk all about all kinds of stuff in there. So definitely do that. Remember that we are manifesting today. Personal growth, focusing on work and career. We're going to do all that work, which is great. All right, so let me just do a couple of last cards. Don't forget to come and hang out with me and Lisa on Wednesday here, which would be great. All right. So let's just see. Okay, this is for Kelly on Facebook. All right. Obstacles are being removed, Kelly. So that's like a yay, because I'm a bit like, yay. Obstacles are being removed. So that's really nice. It's also telling me too that as this happens, they're saying stay calm. So I know that some of them might feel like they're things that are unplanned or might feel unusual for you. Thank you. Be really graceful, because they're saying to me that there is they said the word abundance. So this actually feels like material abundance. So be really graceful in receiving that. I know that you're generous because I just said you've got a generous heart. So I know that must be part of who you are, because they're saying that you are generous just by nature. So you'll be able to pay it forward, because I was just about to say, oh, Kelly, pay it forward. And they're like, she will. So I know that this is really important. Thanks. There is change around work coming, because I'm aware that there's change, but it actually feels like around you rather than you. So I don't know if there's someone above you or below you, but they impact you greatly. Is also there's change around them coming, that's going to impact you. Thanks. It impacts you just because it's almost like who you work with is someone different moving forward. That's what it feels like. So that was Kelly. All right. So I just want to see. All right, quickly, before I jump off, who else would like a card? So that was Kelly A. Just if we're wondering, on Facebook. All right. So, all right. So who do we want to go to? This is for Cheryl. Cheryl. So I kind of like this one. Cheryl on Facebook. So psychic abilities. Well, there you go. I laugh because I'm pretty sure I've had you in a class. So I was like, yeah, I know you've got psychic abilities. So it is about acting on those, making them more, practicing, doing that kind of stuff. So I don't know if you're doing that, what you're doing, all that kind of stuff, but I'm pretty sure that I've come across you in a class. So make sure that you make that more. It's really important for you. They're telling me focus on the feeling aspect of what you're doing, even though you're getting either dreams or visions or something like that comes through. That's a visual aspect, but they want you to focus on the feelings for you. Also write it all down, because they're showing me writing it all down too. So do that. Yeah, I just realized that I had the wrong name on my live. Oh, well, not to worry. Doesn't matter. We know it goes rogue here. All right, so let's just go. Okay, so this is for Nikki M, and she's on Facebook. All right, Rainbow Nikki, excellent. New beginnings for you and moving forward. I actually think, because I know Nikki a little bit, this actually Have you recently photographed something that is a rainbow in the sky? Because that's what it looked like. All right, so great. Okay, so we've got Karen B. Okay. So we're talking about focusing on your magic. So this is what you need to do. Focus on your magic. From your challenges, so from your grit will come grace. So really use that as a growth. Any kind of thing that feels like hard, feels like I've really had to work through it. Use that to show up with grace rather than going down to the level and the same energy of grit and rise above it. Thanks. They're making me aware that that is not always easy, but they are telling me that you can definitely do that. All right. So, okay. Annie M. All right. So, pink dolphin. Do you love dolphins? Fun, joy, just go crazy, girl. It is about having a lot of fun. They tell me to open your heart. It actually feels like you have I don't know if you're exceptionally generous, but they're making me aware of that. So I'm going to say you must be very generous because they're making me of a big open heart. Probably too much. So be aware of when you give too much and it's not balanced. So really give for sure, but be aware to fill up your own cup. That is important as we go through this of giving and giving and giving. All right, so Pip on Facebook. Dream big, Pip. Really, really, really don't limit yourself. Don't let anyone else's stories or the reason why you can't do something or it's not going to work or it's not going to suit you, all those things, don't let them be yours, particularly this year. They're trying to really going to push you forward. So as they're trying to push you forward in life, jump. Sometimes it can be scary, but take that big leap because they're showing me taking a big step. Do that and don't let any of the side noise impact you at all, right? Because they really want to accelerate you, Okay. Thank you. Okay, guys, I just want to make sure. I've got a whole list of things here that I'm supposed to do, but I just go rogue. It's not fun probably working with me. Ask my team. They try and organize me. I just do what I want. I'm sure they're frustrated. It's part of the deal. So what I want to remind you, if you haven't seen the video that I did in regards to the energy of the year, find it. It's on YouTube. I'm sure it's on Facebook somewhere and all that kind of stuff. But just as a recap, so you know, this is really the year for getting, I wanted to swear then, that was, getting crap done, right? So do that. It's focus. If you're focusing on career, perfect. Don't burn yourself out. I say it's actually to myself as well. Right? Don't burn yourself out, Bronwyn. People, don't burn yourself out. But you're going to have this big momentum moving forward that is really career focused. We know today is really career focused for manifesting. So we've got a double whammy happening here. We've got the numbers that we already covered, the 111, 11th of January. We've got a new moon. So we've got a whole lot of stuff we've got to do tonight to get ourselves organized in getting stuff done. Now, this is also where you are going to, if you're in alignment with here, not here, so we're listening to this for this year, not this, that you are going to succeed in that workspace or in what you would consider abundance. Now, when you do, right, and some people have got this even as a reminder today, specifically for them, but this applies to everyone, when you do, pay it forward. The reason why that is super important, if you don't pay it forward, if you just kind of hang on to it and go, oh, well, this great stuff's happened for me, yay, me, right? Next year could be a different story. So the reason why we accept it with grace is so, and pay it forward is, one, gratitude will help us, this evolving cycle that occurs, it will just keep happening. But it also, when there is a change in energy next year, it means everything that you do this year isn't lost. So really be graceful as any wonderful things come into your world this year, because it is. Don't get distracted on the noise that is going to be in our world, because there is going to be lots of noise and lots of things to distract us and to try and take us into a fear space or a space that's going to lower our energy. So don't let it distract you at all, because if it does, then the other things aren't going to happen for you. So I know even some people, once again, were told to stay the course. It's really important to connect into what you want to do, why you want to do it, what's the energy behind it, what's your intention, and it will come to you, right? But don't get distracted, because there is going to be a lot of distractions this year where it's going to try and take you off course. Watch your energy. Self-care is super critical this year, because we're all kind of on this, I'm going to say, like a fast forward. And so, yes, we can manage it, but we have to be really aware that we look after ourselves. So a couple of last cards after I've kind of gone through all that. And I'm going to go with Philippa in New Zealand. Hi, thanks for joining. All right. So Philippa, if you're feeling a little bit stuck, or you have felt a little bit stuck, okay, thanks. It's almost like just relax and just be floated away. So you're being called to let go of expectations that's not going to serve you, and let go of your plan or how you're trying to move things forward. It's release expectations so that the universe can move things for you. So I am aware of that. I just want to feel, it doesn't kind of feel like it's enough, and I just want to see what else I want to say around that forward. Great to see that people are always paying it forward. I think that's amazing. Amazing. Let me just see why you're stuck. All right. And you're stuck because of the people that are around you, or you don't feel that you have the right people around you. So just do like a little stock take of who's in your world and what's going on, and, are they serving you, that kind of stuff. And if they're not, now sometimes we can't get rid of them because maybe they're family or whatever. If there's, limit your time, be aware of your energy. And I'm going to say really, really relax. The other thing they're making me aware of, either meditation, massage, or even one of those, once again, I don't know what it's called, but with the floating tank thingies, right? This would be really nice for you, because they're saying that you need to look after yourself in that space and spoil yourself, really spoil yourself. All right. Okay, so Jessica R on Facebook. All right, Jessica, it's clean up. Now, this actually does feel like if I went, I kind of would need to clean up, because they're showing me a floor. So I know that you would need to clean up some stuff. Thanks. But it's about removing self-doubt. You feel like you want to step forward and do something. I don't know if it's a learning, a course, what it is, but there is a lot of doubt in you. And this doubt feels like it's placed in you, and now you've made it your own. So they're telling me that you are capable. You also quite often think you're overwhelmed. So I know that this is life, can feel overwhelming for you. So they're making me aware of being really saying no and making space for yourself, because it doesn't feel like you have space, because it actually feels like here feels really tight and tense sometimes. And you can't, it's almost like you can't breathe, but you can. It's just a tension here. If we're in the Facebook group and we're asking for a card, you might not realize, but I can't see your names when you are in the group for some crazy reason. So I don't know. So if you've asked for a card and you're in the group, you need to put your name. It's obviously something to do with this software. All righty. Okay. Clean up. Okay. Great. Thanks, Jessica, for letting me know. All right. So let's tell me. All right. So let's just kind of go through and just kind of see. So this is for Gabby R. And so she's Facebook. So I just want to, all right. So what I'm being made aware of for you is things. So you've got a lot of opportunities. This is really good. So it is really good. So they're making me, I'll just show you it, right? It's called Milk and Honey. So it is all about, you've got great opportunities. Things are showing up for you. It feels really nice. There's a nice lot of abundance coming around. This is great. It is all good. Don't think that it's not. Don't get in your head. Don't think, oh, where's it all going to end? Anything like that. Everything is in alignment at the moment. Also, the expectations that you put on yourself and what you need to be and how you need to show up and what you need to look like and how you need to act and what you need to say and all this kind of stuff doesn't matter. It's all about just being you. Warts and all. It's like, look at my God. Look, that's what I do. It doesn't matter. People are, be you. you're obviously exceptionally smart, because they're pointing up here and they're going, there's a lot in here, but it actually doesn't feel like you're overwhelmed, even though I do think that you do have a lot going on. It's more to do with you are quite smart, and that's what people are interested in. They're not interested in anything else, but you put a lot of expectations on you, and you will feel it in your body, because as I say this, they're making me aware of very subtle discomfort as muscles tighten in my back and even here. So lower back, and that it's stress and tension that is very subtle based on expectations that you put on yourself. You are in a really great period. Your bubble is not going to bust if you're worried about that. Thanks. Thanks. So hopefully that makes sense for you and serves you, Gabby. So yeah. Thanks for the validation. Alrighty. So let's just go. All right. So Christine B on Facebook. All right. Acceptance is what is called for, Christine. I say this, and I joke to myself that I go through life kicking and screaming. So, it's one of those ones like, do as I say, not as I do. But Spirit is saying that acceptance for what things are and the way things are, and not worry about how things are going to work out. If it's balanced, is it fair? Because it kind of feels like sometimes it doesn't feel fair. Things aren't in your control, and you've had to just kind of cop it on the chin. They're making me aware of things balancing out moving forward. So I know that will. They give me the serenity prayer. So that's that prayer of, I accept what I can't change, blah, blah, blah. It's part of AA. This is what you are called to kind of tap into. So if you need that sometimes to give you that little need to breathe because things aren't working how I hoped, do that for you. There's some things that you can't change, but know that it's noticed by the universe. Everything comes into balance. So if things haven't been going how you wanted, someone's kind of, it's not fair in some way, know that it will be balanced out. It might not be balanced out as soon as you want, but it definitely will be balanced out, because they're saying me for sure. So I know it will. Thanks. I'm glad, Josephine, that your day is good. Fabulous. All right. So let me just... Lily on YouTube, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say no to the hates question, yes to the contact. But on that space, even though it's yes to contacting you, it's not one that I think that you should lean into, because I'm being made aware. Should you lean into that? Should you let's kind of, have a chat or whatever? It's no. I feel that there will be that reconnection or that attempted reconnection, but I don't actually think it serves you in any way to, rebuild that bridge. Some things have a end date, and some things they've got a purpose, and this feels what it feels like. So even though I do see that connection coming back, I don't think it's actually for your highest good to rekindle or do anything like that. So this is for Candace of Facebook. We're going to have, Candace, I'm going to say organized structural changes. It is all about that. Thank you. It is all about being super organized, being in that space as well. Thanks. I want to see where it fits. All right. Even though it's structural change, it does feel out of the box. It does feel really different. It does feel around a move. So they're making me aware that there's a movement coming for you, and I want to see where it sits because it's not clear enough for me. Okay. So you've had structural change, or you're going to get a lot of really deep, profound life changes, or they've just happened, because they're making me aware of that being there and then needing to tap into self-care, self-love, look after ourselves in this changing period. So that's what's coming up. It's your self-care is really important. You're also being called to, can you pamper yourself? Whatever that looks like for you, might be facial, whatever it is, you need to do that, because and also give yourself more compassion. You are easy to apply it elsewhere, but with yourself, you're a little bit tougher. So I'm being made aware of having compassion for yourself in that. They're also showing me a lot of pink, so I don't know if you like it, or you can bring pink into your world. It could be flowers, anything like that. So that's going to help you with that compassion space too. Thanks. They're also brought up a pillow or pillowcase. So whether you need one or you have a pink one, just the way they've done that information, you must need a new pillow or pillowcase. Is what is coming up. So if that is what self-care is for you, go and do it. Go and get it. Go and get it. Go and get it, Candace. All right. Will I move this year? So this is Pip. Let me just see. I got an answer. I want to double check. This move, this year, if that clear and concise on a calendar, no. Early next year, yes. So if you've got like, oh, it has to be this year, if that doesn't quite land on the calendar by December 31st this year, it feels a little bit after that. And it feels like it's going to be aligned to, based on what I'm hearing, weather for some reason, because they brought up weather. Thanks. All right, so let's see. All right. What does Hayden? So this is for Hayden on Facebook. Hayden. So Hayden, what this says is angels are watching over you. You are protected, you are loved, you are encouraged, you are supported. And Hayden, I know this is probably going to get passed on unless you're listening with the person that's put the question up, but I'm also aware that you have an awareness of that, or you have seen something on the side of your peripheral vision, so over here where we kind of go like that, and then there's nothing there, one of those things, because I'm aware of seeing things. So this is, but know that you are protected, know that you are supported, know that you are loved, and know that you are encouraged. And they really are landing on the encouraged. So whatever you are working towards, whatever feels hard, it's like, oh, I need a little bit more momentum. Know that all you've got to do is ask for help. It's like, can you just give me a little bit more oomph today? Ask for that and it will happen, because the angels are watching over you. And if you particularly love blue, because they're taking me to blue, then I'm going to say work with that, wear that, have that around you, because that aligns to who in the spirit world is looking after you and supporting you. If it's also to do with anything that feels like education, learning, self-development, anything that would require sort of books and computers and stuff like that, they're making me aware that they're going to really help you a lot in that space too, which is really, really nice. Yeah. All right. So let's do I've been on it for an hour. I kind of lose track of time. I was like, so let's quickly do a big card pull. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and we'll do it as a reading. So if you are feeling drawn to 3, write 3. If you're drawn to 1, write 1. If you're drawn to 2, write 2, whatever. All right, so just do it, whatever order. Close your eyes, connect into me. All right, so you can do that. You can push your energy into me. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. All right. Okay, so I'm doing one. I'm doing multiple cards. All right. So for those that are drawn to the reading that is number 1, it'll either be a word, the whole reading, or part thereof it that will land. So listen to all of it and just let it land on you. So I'm being made aware of exceptionally high, based on this, exceptionally high psychic abilities, that you have an energy that sometimes people might not find it hard to describe, because you have a different vibration, a different awareness. It's just different. Some people might say goddess. It's just really, really different. You also hold if you do any kind of rituals or any kind of spiritual work, it's really sacred for you too. I'm also aware too that you sometimes can be super proud of who you are and what you're doing and the impact that you're making. So this is how they're making me aware of you. Really, at the moment, you should be working with anything that's grey or silver, because they're making me aware of that being super important for you too. Thanks. And you might be seeing number 4s a lot, because they're showing me number 4s and they're making me aware of that protection that's around you as you are doing any kind of spiritual work, any kind of connecting in with your spiritual team, your angels, that kind of thing. They're also making me aware too that there is new things coming, because I'm aware of creating and being called to create stuff. So if you're getting any urge to turn nothing into something, this is perfect for you at the moment. There are also some people that might actually even be babies for some people, because I'm being aware of babies also coming up too, and could even be girl babies, because I'm being made aware of female babies. They're also saying to me too to be really present as you are doing this and as you're kind of going through the current time, to be super present about that and not to kind of go into the past too much. And they're saying let that go. So really stay now. Don't worry about any kind of outcome, how it's going to work out for you. They're making me aware that if you hold true to this energy, everything that you are trying to move through will occur for you. I'm going to say it's a really beautiful energy that you've got there for those for number 1s. So I'm just going to go into number 2. So if number 2 was you, so let's kind of see. All right, so those that were drawn to number 2, so this is for the reading of number 2. Thanks. They're telling me too that there is some kind of rekindling, reconnection, coming together, reunion, this type of energy. So if anyone's been in your past and is coming back, they're going to come back. So I'm aware of that. They're also showing me too, if you're spiritual, I'm going to say do your chakra work, because they're showing me that of doing chakra work and being really aware of that and working with all the colors. So all the colors for you, so orange, yellow, green, red, blue, purple, whatever your crown chakra color is. Sometimes it's a different kind of purple. That type of thing. Thanks. You're hearing messages. So, I know some of you are hearing messages. So don't think, oh, that's just me and my brain, right? You're actually hearing messages too. Number 1 is super important for you, because they're showing me number 1 is super important. So I know you're going to be seeing it a lot. When you do, notice what you were thinking before you saw it, because number 1 is going to be your validation for like, oh, should I do X? And then or 2 lots, and we get 1, that kind of stuff. So 1 is your sign for yes from spirit. So think about if you're trying to make a decision and you see that number, that's going to be your validation. Thank you. They're also making me aware too that to let go of expectations. So any outcomes that you think it should go a certain way, they're saying let it go so they can bring this into your world. Thank you. You are in this for the long game. So whatever you're doing, you're not looking for short-term results. They're telling me this is a long game for you. You've got really nice, gentle movement through this, and this is going to pay off for you. You just need to be patient. Okay? And I say that, it's like, it feels like you're not patient. So you need to be super, super patient, because your consistency and your perseverance will pay off. That's what they're telling me too. So I know that is really, really nice for you. So that's those drawn to reading number 2. So those for reading number 3. So let's see what you... Oh, thank goodness. Reading number 3. For some reason, you get an extra card. Must be because you hung around. Okay. So for those drawn to number 3, you are welcome. Thank you for giving me validation that it makes sense. Sometimes it's nice to know. All right. So for those drawn to reading number 3, you're being called to have a lot of confidence. So high confidence is what you are called to have. They are making me aware that some of us are either going to be linked into, it's really interesting what's on this card, so linked into any kind of health, money, education. So if you're either working in health, studying in the finance industry, or even the spiritual industry, they are making me aware of it working out, but also needing confidence as you go through this process, to be prepared, to make sure that you are balanced. So don't allow yourself to swing. If you need to center and ground, to do that, because balance is going to be super key for you. You are strong enough to move through what you need to move through. You have a really nice grace and beauty about you. If you want to work with a particular color, they're making me aware that green is going to be perfect for you. Also, I know number 7 is super significant for you as well, because they're showing me that it actually feels like a spiritual number that they're going to bring into your world, and that is your validation for should I do X, Y, and Z. And then when you see it, they're making me aware of that too. Connect with nature is also going to serve you, and it could be in the grounding process or just doing it just because you love it. That is also going to be great for you too. Be really, really flexible in the way you approach things. So if you're someone that kind of really likes to plan and you're quite rigid, it's loosen up, because they're making me aware of being super flexible in this too. You're moving forward, because they're showing me moving forward. They're showing me new things. Once again, it's kind of interesting because what today's kind of theme is without even realizing. So this is coming up too. But really be really flexible in what outcomes look like. If you're going to manifest, if you're going to do what we're working on today, be really flexible in the outcome. So don't be rigid on it. Have balance. Make sure you have a grounding process. Make sure you have a process to stay really tranquil. Be prepared. So be a little bit organized, but not crazy, because we still need that flexibility. Be really open to new experiences. We're going to try and bring some new experiences into your world. So say yes. I hear spontaneity, so you'll need to be quite spontaneous as you go through this too. So this is for those that are drawn to number 3. So it is all about having confidence, having balance, being prepared, being tranquil, knowing that you've got the strength that you need to move through what's coming up for you. 7 is super critical as your number at the moment for getting validation from your guides, your spiritual team, because on a couple of the cards, so I know that it is your number. So yay, everyone. Thanks for being here. This went way over as usual. Linear time is not my friend. I'm really going to try and do better. So don't forget, go into the Facebook group if you're not in there. Hang out with us. We're going to learn some stuff, have some fun, make some friends, do all that kind of stuff. If you've got nothing to do on the 24th at 7 o'clock, come and hang out with me, and we'll do some education and do all that kind of stuff. And if you've ever got nothing to do on Wednesday at 1:30, come here and hang out with me and Lisa Williams from America. We're going to talk about health and quantum energy and how we can work with that to actually make some major changes in our world, in the health space. So have a wonderful, rest of the evening and weekend, even though we've got another day until we get there. And I will see you guys later. Bye.